Imagine your loved one calls you in the dead of night, claiming they're stranded outside a hospital, trembling with fear, only to turn out everything isn't what it seems. Could you really trust what you hear? In this story, you'll discover how a simple phone call led one husband down a path of suspicion, secrets, and unexpected truths. What he thought was a heroic rescue quickly spiraled into doubt, deception, and a shocking revelation that changed everything. And the craziest part? The real story is even more unbelievable than it sounds, with a twist you'll never see coming. If you've ever wondered whether trust can survive the darkest moments, stick around, because what you're about to hear will challenge everything you think you know about love and honesty, and show that sometimes the truth is hiding just beneath the surface. Before we dive in, drop a comment below telling us where you're watching from, and hit that like button if you believe that trust is the foundation of every relationship. Trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next. It was a quiet night at our house. I was sleeping peacefully in my bed. The moon was shining through the window. Everything was calm. Suddenly, my phone rang. I looked at the clock. It was 2 a.m. I was sleepy and tired. I reached for the phone and answered softly. On the other end, I heard a trembling voice. It was a woman. She sounded scared and upset. "Hello, is this Sarah?" she asked quickly. I paused. My wife's name is Sarah, but I was still sleepy. I said, "Yes, this is Sarah. Who is this?" The woman took a deep breath. Then she said, This is Sarah, your wife. I'm outside the children's hospital. My phone died, and I can't get a ride. Please help me. I don't know what to do." I sat up straight. My heart started beating fast. She sounded so worried. She said she was stranded outside the hospital, and she needed help. I thought about Sarah. She works nights sometimes, but she hasn't been doing that for months. Still, I wanted to help. I felt like a hero. I wanted to save the day. "Don't worry," I said. "I'll come right away. Stay where you are. I'll be there soon." I got out of bed quickly. I put on my shoes and grabbed my coat. I didn't think much. I just wanted to help her. Maybe I'd get a little reward for being a good husband. I thought about a warm cup of coffee and a hug when I got home. I got in my car and drove fast. I imagined Sarah waiting for me outside the hospital. I felt proud. I was going to be a hero tonight. It was a dark, cold night. The streets were empty. I kept checking the time. It was only a few minutes before I saw the hospital. I looked for the parking lot. When I arrived, I saw a woman sitting on a bench outside the hospital. She looked nervous. Her hair was messy, and her hands trembled. I rolled down my window. I asked, "Are you Sarah?" She looked up quickly. Her eyes were filled with worry. She nodded and said, "Yes, thank you for coming." I stepped out of the car. I asked, "Are you okay? What happened?" She looked around nervously. Then she told me, "My phone died, and I don't have a ride. My boyfriend was supposed to pick me up, but he didn't come. I don't know what to do." She looked very upset. I felt sorry for her. I wanted to help her. "Let me take you home," I said. She smiled weakly. "Thank you, I really appreciate it." We got in my car. I started driving back home. I kept thinking about how brave I was. I was helping someone in need. Maybe I'd get a reward. Maybe a little praise. I looked at her and asked, "Are you okay? Do you want to talk more?" She took a deep breath. She said, "I'm just tired and scared. This night feels so strange." We drove in silence. I felt good that I was helping. I was a good husband. I thought about Sarah waiting at home, safe and sound. But inside me, a small part of me wondered, why did she call me? Was it really her? Or was something wrong? That night, I didn't know it yet. This simple call was about to change everything. I woke up suddenly. My phone was ringing. It was 2 a.m. I looked at the screen. The number was strange. I hesitated. Then I answered. "Hello?" I whispered. My voice was sleepy. There was a woman on the other end. She sounded scared and trembling. "Please," she said softly. "This is Sarah. I am outside the children's hospital. My phone is dead. I don't know what to do. My heart started beating fast. I recognized her voice. It was my wife, Sarah. But I was confused. Why was she calling me now? And outside a hospital? Are you okay? I asked gently. She replied, I need help. Please come quickly. I felt a rush of good feelings. I wanted to help her. I thought she was in trouble. I wanted to be a hero. I imagined a reward. Maybe a kiss, maybe a thank you. I wanted to do the right thing. I'm on my way, I said quickly. I sat up in bed. I threw on my clothes. I grabbed my keys. I felt a little sleepy, but also excited. I wanted to see her. I wanted to help. I started my car and drove fast. I imagined Sarah waiting for me outside the hospital. I thought about how happy she would be when I arrived. It was dark outside. The streetlights shone softly. My heart was pounding. I kept thinking, what if she is really in trouble? What if she needs me? Soon I reached the hospital parking lot. It was quiet. No one was around. I looked around for Sarah, and then I saw her. A woman was sitting on a bench in the parking lot. She looked nervous. She was waiting for someone. She looked up as I got out of my car. Her eyes were big and sad. Are you Sarah? I asked. She nodded slowly. I felt happy. I was glad she was safe. I went over to her. Are you okay? I asked. What happened? She looked around and whispered, my phone is dead. I was supposed to meet my boyfriend here. He didn't come. I got scared. I looked at her closely. She seemed real. She looked worried and tired. She told me her name was Lisa. She said she was waiting for her boyfriend. She needed a ride home. She seemed upset. I thought about taking her home. I felt good about helping. I asked her, do you want a ride? She nodded again. As we got into my car, I thought about how strange it was. Her phone number was very similar to Sarah's. Only one number was different. I didn't say anything yet. I just wanted to help her. We drove toward her house. She kept looking out the window, nervous and quiet. When we arrived, she thanked me. She said she was sorry for calling so late. I felt happy I had helped. I was proud of myself. I thought I did a good deed. But deep inside, part of me wondered, was she really Sarah, or was something strange happening? That night, I learned that sometimes things are not what they seem. A simple mistake, a wrong number, can lead to confusion and questions. I went back home, feeling tired but glad I tried to help. I didn't know what tomorrow would bring. But for now, I was just a man who wanted to do the right thing. I woke up suddenly when my phone rang. It was 2 a.m. I looked at the screen. The call was from an unknown number. I hesitated. Who could be calling now? I reached out and answered it. A shaky voice on the other end said, hello, is this Sarah? Please, I need help. I froze. I knew that voice. It was so scared. I listened carefully. The woman kept talking. I'm outside the children's hospital. My phone is dead. I can't get in. Please, come quick. My heart started pounding. Sarah never called me at this time. She didn't work nights anymore. I wondered if she was okay. Maybe she really needed help. I said, are you sure it's Sarah? What's going on? The woman whispered, please don't ask too many questions. Just come. I can't stay here much longer. I felt a rush of worry and duty. I wanted to help her. I thought about the reward she mentioned. Maybe I could be a hero tonight. I quickly got dressed. I grabbed my car keys. I was ready to go. I said, stay on the line. I'll be there soon. The woman gave me just one more piece of information. She said, my phone is almost dead. I might lose you if I hang up. I nodded, even though she couldn't see me. I promised, don't worry, I'll find you. I got into my car and drove fast. The streets were quiet. The clock showed 2:15 a.m. I kept looking for the hospital. I imagined Sarah waiting at home, maybe worried, maybe asleep. When I arrived at the hospital, I looked around. There was a small parking lot outside. The woman was waiting in her car. She looked nervous. She saw me and waved. I got out and walked over. Are you Lisa? I asked. She nodded quickly. Yes, thank you for coming. I looked at her face. She seemed really scared. She said, my boyfriend didn't show up. I don't know what to do. She looked at her phone, then at me. Her number was very close to Sarah's. Only one digit was different. I felt confused. Why would Sarah's number be like this? Could it be a mistake? I asked, "Did you call Sarah by mistake? Is she okay?" She looked down. "I don't know. I just dialed what I thought was her number." I hesitated. I wanted to believe she was innocent. Maybe she was just lost or worried. I called Sarah on my phone. It rang and rang. Then she answered. "Hello?" Her voice sounded normal. I asked, "Are you outside the hospital? I just got a call from someone who says she's Sarah and needs help." There was a pause. Sarah said, "No, I'm at home. I didn't call anyone." My mind spun. If Sarah was at home, then who called me? Was it a mistake? Could it be someone trying to trick me? The woman in front of me looked more nervous now. She said, "Maybe I dialed the wrong number. I'm sorry. I just wanted help." I felt a strange mix of relief and confusion. It was just a simple mistake. She wasn't trying to trick me. I said, "It's okay. It was just a mistake. Maybe you got the wrong number." She nodded and smiled a little. "Thank you for coming." I looked again at her phone number. Only one digit was different from Sarah's. It was a small mistake, but it caused big trouble. As I got back into my car, I thought about what just happened. It was an innocent mistake, but it made me wonder, how many small things can change everything? I drove home slowly. My mind was full of questions. Was Sarah really safe? Was I too quick to believe? Sometimes small errors can make big confusion. When I reached home, Sarah was waiting for me. She looked worried but happy to see me. I told her everything about the call, the woman, the mistake. She listened carefully. Then she said, "I was worried about tonight. I thought maybe I had forgotten something, but I'm glad you came." We hugged. I felt happy that everything was okay, but I also knew one thing. Small things like a wrong number that can cause big confusion. That night, I learned that sometimes things are not what they seem. And sometimes, a simple mistake can make us think we are in danger. It's always better to be patient and check twice. I fell asleep that night thinking about trust and honesty. I knew that even small errors can make big stories, and it's always best to find out the truth before jumping to conclusions. I woke up to the ringing of my phone at 2 in the morning. I was still sleepy, but I reached over and picked it up. The screen glowed in the dark. I saw a number I didn't recognize. I took a deep breath and answered. "Hello?" I asked softly. There was a shaky voice on the other end, a woman's voice. She sounded scared and nervous. "Please," she whispered. "This is Sarah. I'm outside the children's hospital. I need help. My phone is dead. I can't get in touch with my family. Can you come and get me?" I blinked. My heart started to beat faster. I knew Sarah was at home. She had told me she wasn't working nights anymore. This didn't make sense. "Sarah?" I asked carefully. "Where are you? Are you really outside the hospital?" She sounded desperate. "Yes, I'm standing near the parking lot. Please, come quickly. I don't know what to do." I hesitated for a moment. I wanted to help. The idea of someone needing me made me feel like a hero. I thought about the reward I might get for helping her. Maybe a nice dinner or a thank you. "Okay," I said. "I'll be there soon." I threw on my coat, grabbed my keys, and rushed out the door. I felt excited and a little nervous. I drove quickly, trying to get to the hospital. I kept thinking about Sarah and how much she needed me. When I arrived, I saw a woman standing in the parking lot. She looked nervous and worried. She was wearing a coat and holding her phone in her hand. "Are you Sarah?" I asked as I got out of the car. She looked at me and nodded. "Yes, thank you so much for coming. My phone died and I couldn't reach anyone. I've been here for a while." I looked around. The hospital was quiet. The lights inside were dim. I wondered why she was outside so late and alone. But I wanted to help her. "Where is your boyfriend?" I asked. She looked down. "He didn't come. I told him I'd be here, but he didn't show up." I felt sorry for her. I wanted to believe her. Maybe she really was in trouble. I looked at her phone number. I noticed something strange. The last digit of her phone number was almost like Sarah's, but not quite. It was just one number off. I took out my phone and called Sarah. It rang a few times. Then she answered. "Hello? Sarah, it's me. I just got a call from someone claiming to be you outside the hospital. But I saw her, and her phone number is almost yours. What's going on?" There was a pause. Then Sarah's voice came on the line. "I'm at home. I haven't called anyone. I don't know what's happening." I looked back at the woman. She was still waiting, nervously shifting her weight from one foot to the other. I felt confused. Was this a mistake? A wrong number? Or someone pretending? Maybe she was just someone who dialed the wrong number by accident. I told the woman, "I just talked to Sarah. She's at home. Maybe you dialed the wrong number. It happens sometimes." She looked surprised. "Oh, I'm so sorry. I was trying to call my boyfriend. I must have misdialed." I nodded. "That's okay. It's easy to do. But do you need help? Are you okay?" She smiled a little. "Yes, thank you. I just wanted to see if someone was nearby. I didn't mean to cause trouble." I felt a bit embarrassed. I thought I was helping someone in real trouble, but it was just a mistake. I said goodbye and got back in my car. As I drove home, I thought about how easy it is for confusing things to happen. Sometimes, what seems real isn't. Sometimes, a small mistake can make us worry too much. When I got home, Sarah was waiting for me. I told her everything. She listened carefully and smiled. "I'm glad you went to check," she said softly. "But I was worried you'd be upset. I didn't think you'd believe it was a mistake so quickly." I took her hand. "I was worried too, but I learned something today. Sometimes things aren't what they seem. We have to be patient and look for the truth." That night, we both learned a lesson. Sometimes a simple mistake can cause a lot of confusion, but honesty and calm can help us find our way back. And as I lay back in bed, I smiled. I wasn't a hero that night, but I felt good knowing I tried to help, even if it was all just a misunderstanding. I woke up suddenly when my phone rang. It was 2 a.m. I looked at the screen. The caller was unknown. I answered quickly. "Hello?" I said. A shaky voice answered. It was a woman's voice. She sounded scared. "Please, help me," she whispered. "I am Sarah. I am outside the children's hospital. I'm stuck here." My heart beat faster. Sarah? Outside the hospital? I thought she had been working nights for months. Why would she be there now? She kept talking. "My phone is dead. I cannot call anyone. Please come and get me." I felt I had to help. I wanted to do something good. Maybe I could get a reward. I grabbed my coat and keys. I told her, "Hold on, I will come right away." I jumped into my car. I drove fast. I imagined Sarah waiting for me, safe and sound. I was a hero in my mind. The roads were dark and quiet. I thought about how much I wanted to help. I didn't think about anything else. When I arrived at the hospital, I looked around. It was late, very quiet. I saw a woman in the parking lot. She looked nervous. She was standing near a car, looking around. I got out of my car and walked toward her. "Are you Sarah?" I asked. She nodded quickly. Her eyes looked worried. She said, "Yes. I've been waiting for my boyfriend. He didn't come." I looked at her phone. It was small and old. I asked to see her phone. She handed it to me. I looked at the number. It was close to Sarah's number, but just one digit different. I frowned. I thought, maybe it's a mistake. Maybe she dialed the wrong number. "Where is your boyfriend?" I asked. She pointed to a car nearby. "He is coming soon. He told me to wait here." I felt a little strange. Why was she waiting outside the hospital? And why did her number match Sarah's so closely? I decided to call Sarah from my phone. I pressed her number. The phone rang inside the house. I heard her voice. She was at home. She sounded normal, happy even. I put the phone down. I felt confused. Was this a mistake? Was she really Sarah? Or was something else going on? The woman in the parking lot looked nervous. She kept looking at her phone. I wondered if she was telling the truth or hiding something. I started to think, maybe she got the wrong number. Maybe she was scared and needed help. Maybe she was just lost. I looked at her again. "I think you dialed the wrong number," I said softly. "Your number is very close to my wife's, but it's not hers." She sighed and looked down. "I am so sorry," she whispered. "I really needed help. I didn't mean to cause trouble." I felt a little better. It was just an honest mistake. Nothing bad had happened. I told her, "It's okay. Just be careful next time. And I hope you find your boyfriend soon." She nodded and smiled faintly. Thank you. I got back into my car. As I drove home, I thought about how a simple mistake can cause a lot of confusion. I felt glad it was nothing serious, but I also wondered if Sarah was worried about me. That night, I learned that sometimes things are not what they seem. A wrong number is just a wrong number, but it can still make you feel confused and unsure. When I got home, Sarah was waiting in the living room. She smiled and hugged me. "Did you find her?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "It was just a mistake. She dialed the wrong number. She needed help, but she was waiting for her boyfriend. It wasn't you." Sarah looked relieved. She kissed my cheek. "I was worried when I saw your phone call. I thought maybe something was wrong." I smiled back. It was just a wrong number. Nothing to worry about. That night, I realized that sometimes things are not what they seem. A small mistake can cause big worries, but with honesty and calm, we can find the truth. And I also learned that trust is very important. Even when things are confusing, we should believe in each other. The night ended quietly, and I went to sleep feeling a little wiser. I learned that even small errors can cause big trouble, and that honesty can fix almost everything. I woke up to a loud noise. My head was heavy, and my eyes felt blurry. I looked at the clock. It was 2 a.m. Suddenly, my phone rang. I sat up quickly. The screen showed an unknown number. I answered. "Hello?" A woman's voice trembled on the line. She sounded scared. "Please, help me. I'm outside the children's hospital. I'm stuck here. My phone is dead. Can you come? I need help." Her voice made my heart beat faster. She said she was Sarah, my wife. I felt a rush of excitement and worry. I wanted to help her. I thought maybe she's in trouble. I remembered she hadn't worked nights for months, but maybe she was in real need. I said, "Where are you? I'll come right away." She gave me directions. I grabbed my coat and rushed out of the house. I was ready to be a hero. I imagined seeing Sarah waiting for me, smiling, safe. I got into my car and drove fast. The city was quiet, and the streets were dark. I kept thinking about Sarah. I wanted to see her safe and sound. When I arrived at the hospital, I looked around the parking lot. A woman was sitting on a bench. She looked nervous. She saw me and stood up quickly. "Are you the man from the phone?" she asked. "Yes, I am. Are you okay?" I asked. She nodded. "I just need someone to help me. My boyfriend didn't show up. I'm waiting for him. My phone is dead, and I don't know what to do." She looked so worried. She had a small bag, and her hair was messy. She looked around nervously, like she was afraid of something. Then I looked at her phone number. It was very similar to Sarah's, only the last digit was different. I paused. Something didn't feel right. I wanted to believe her, but my gut told me to be careful. I remembered that Sarah hadn't worked nights for a long time. Maybe this was a mistake, just a wrong number. I took a deep breath. "Your number is very close to Sarah's," I said gently. "Are you sure you're telling the truth?" She looked surprised. "Oh, I'm sorry. I dialed the wrong number. I didn't mean to bother you. I just needed help." Suddenly, I felt a bit confused. Was this all just a mistake, or was something else going on? I decided to call Sarah from my phone. She answered quickly. "Hi, honey," I said. "I'm at the hospital. There's a woman here who says she's stuck outside. She says she's your friend." I heard Sarah's voice. It sounded normal. "I'm at home. I didn't call anyone." That made me more confused. If Sarah didn't call me, who did? And why did the woman say she was Sarah? Was it just a mistake or something else? The woman in the parking lot looked worried. She said, "I'm sorry. I really needed help. I didn't want to cause trouble." I looked at her. I felt sorry for her. I wanted to help, but I also wanted to know the truth. I told her, "It's okay. It was just a mistake. Your number is very close to Sarah's. Maybe you dialed the wrong one by accident." She nodded and smiled shyly. "Thank you. I didn't mean to bother anyone." I watched her walk away, feeling a little puzzled. I got back into my car and started to drive home. When I reached home, I told Sarah everything. She listened carefully. "That was just a mistake," she said softly. "Her number is very similar to mine. Maybe she thought she was calling someone she knew." I felt relieved. But I also wondered why her phone number was so close to Sarah's. I thought about how small things can cause big questions. That night, I learned that sometimes mistakes happen, and even small errors can make us doubt what's real. As I went to bed, I thought about trust and truth. I decided to be more careful. I knew that not everything is what it seems, and sometimes a simple mistake can change everything. And I realized, even when I want to help, I need to be sure I know what's true, because sometimes the truth is just a small mistake in disguise. I wake up when my phone rings loudly at 2 a.m. I feel tired and confused. I look at the screen. It shows a number I don't recognize. I answer slowly. A woman's voice whispers on the line. She sounds scared. She says, "Please, help me. I am outside the children's hospital. I am stuck. My phone is dead. My car broke down. I don't know what to do." I listen carefully. Her voice is trembling. She sounds like she is crying. I feel a strong desire to help her. I think about my wife, Sarah. She is at home sleeping. She doesn't work nights now, but I forget that. I say, "Where are you? Can I come to get you?" She gives a street name close to the hospital. She says she is in a parking lot. She asks me to hurry. I jump out of bed quickly. I put on my clothes. I feel excited and nervous. I want to be a hero. I want to help this woman. I grab my keys and get into my car. I drive fast. I imagine that I will get there soon. I think about how proud Sarah will be if I save someone. The roads are quiet and dark. I see the hospital up ahead. When I arrive, I look around. It is late. The parking lot is empty except for a woman sitting on a bench. She looks nervous. She sees my car and waves her hand. She stands up and walks to me. "Thank you for coming," she says softly. She looks around as if she is afraid of being watched. I ask her, "Are you okay? Where is your car? Where is your phone?" She points to a small car nearby. It is parked under a nearby tree. She says, "My phone is dead. I wanted to call someone for help, but I couldn't." I look at her phone. It is in her hand. But I notice something strange. The number on her phone matches Sarah's number. But there is just one small difference. The last digit is wrong. Her number has a 5, and Sarah's has a 6. I feel a little puzzled. I think, could this be a mistake? Or is she lying? I ask, "Are you waiting for someone? Do you have a boyfriend here?" She looks worried. She says, "No, I'm waiting for my boyfriend. He said he would meet me here, but he hasn't come yet." I nod. I want to believe her, but I am still curious. Maybe she needs help, or maybe something isn't right. I decide to check more. I call Sarah from my phone, just to be sure. Sarah answers quickly. She is at home, sleeping. She says she didn't call anyone tonight. I hang up. I realize now that this woman did not call me. She dialed the wrong number. It was just a mistake. I tell her, "I think you dialed the wrong number. Your phone number is very close to my wife's, but not the same. You are not Sarah." She looks surprised. She says, "Oh no, I didn't mean to cause trouble. I was just scared. My phone died and I needed help." I feel a little sad for her. I say, "It's okay. You just made a small mistake, but I should go now. I need to get back home." She nods and thanks me. She looks relieved. I get into my car and drive away. As I leave, I think about what just happened. It was a simple mistake. It was not a big deal, but it made me wonder, did I really help someone? Or did I just get caught in a confusing situation? When I get home, I see Sarah waiting for me. She looks worried. She asks, "Did you find the woman? Is she okay?" I tell her everything. I explain how she called by mistake. I tell her about her phone number and her story. Sarah looks relieved, but also a little upset. She says, "I was worried. I thought something bad was happening. Thank you for helping her." I smile and say it was just a mistake. No one is hurt. Sometimes, small things can make us worry too much. We sit together and hug. I realize that sometimes, good intentions can get mixed up with confusion. It's better to check carefully before jumping to conclusions. That night, I learned something important. Even small mistakes can cause big problems, but they can also teach us to be patient and kind. And I know now that trust is very fragile. It needs honesty and understanding. If we are honest with each other, we can fix any mistake. Tomorrow I will tell Sarah what I learned. We will keep talking, keep trusting, and keep loving each other. Because even in a night full of confusion, love and trust are the real treasures. I woke up slowly. My head was heavy, and the room was quiet. Then my phone rang. It was 2 a.m. I looked at the screen. The call was from a strange number. I was tired, but I answered it quickly. "Hello?" I said softly. A shaky voice on the other end spoke. Please help me. I'm Sarah. I'm outside the children's hospital. I'm stuck. I don't have my phone. Please come." My heart jumped. I knew it wasn't really Sarah. My wife, Sarah, doesn't work nights anymore. She's home with me. But the way the voice sounded scared made me want to help. I said, "Where are you exactly?" "I'll come." The woman replied, "I'm in front of the hospital. I need someone to help me. My phone is dead." I grabbed my coat. I felt a mix of excitement and worry. Could it be Sarah? Or was it someone else? I didn't think much. I just wanted to help. I got in my car and drove fast. I was thinking about the reward I might get if I helped her. Maybe she would thank me with a small gift or nice words. I wanted to do the right thing. When I reached the hospital parking lot, I saw her. A young woman sat in her car, looking nervous. She looked around quickly as I got out. I went to her. "Are you Sarah?" I asked politely. She looked at me with big eyes. "Yes, thank you for coming." She sounded relieved but still scared. She told me her story. Her name was Lisa. She said she was waiting for her boyfriend, but he hadn't come. She said her phone died, and she didn't know what to do. I looked at her phone number. It was close to Sarah's number. Just the last digit was different. I thought it was strange, but not impossible. Maybe she dialed the wrong number. I said, "Let me see your phone." She handed it to me. The number was almost the same as Sarah's, just one digit off. I wondered if it was a coincidence. I called Sarah from my phone. She answered quickly. "Hello?" she said. "Hi Sarah, I'm at the hospital. There's a girl here who says she's you, but her number is very similar to yours. Are you outside?" There was silence. Then Sarah said, "No, I'm home. I haven't gone anywhere." That made me stop. Maybe this girl wasn't Sarah. Maybe she was just a stranger who dialed the wrong number. I felt a little disappointed. It was just a mistake. I told Lisa, "Sorry, I think I dialed the wrong number. Your phone number is very close to my wife's, but it's not her." She looked sad. "Oh, I see. I just wanted someone to help. I didn't mean to cause trouble." I nodded. "That's okay. I hope you find your boyfriend." She smiled weakly and started her car. I watched her drive away. I felt a bit confused, but relieved it was just a mistake. When I got home, I went straight to Sarah. I told her everything. She listened carefully. Then she said, "I was worried when I saw the call, but I knew I hadn't made it. I feel bad for doubting you." I hugged her. I also thought maybe it was something bad, but it was just a wrong number. "I'm sorry I rushed out." Sarah smiled and kissed me. "We should always talk first. It's better than jumping to conclusions." We sat together, feeling a little tired but happy. I learned that night that small mistakes can cause big worries, but talking and trusting each other is the best way to get through. That night, I thought about how easy it is to misunderstand, and I promised myself to be more patient, because love and trust are more important than any reward or strange call. And that was the end of that strange night. I woke up suddenly. My heart was beating fast. It was 2 a.m. I looked at the clock. Then I heard the phone ring. I sat up in bed. My hand reached out and grabbed the phone. I answered quickly. A trembling voice spoke from the other end. The woman said, "Please help me. I am Sarah. I am outside the children's hospital. I am stuck. My phone is dead. Please come." I listened carefully. Her voice sounded scared. I felt a rush of worry. I thought, Sarah is in trouble. I must help her. My hero side took over. I said, "Hold on, I'm coming." I got dressed fast. I grabbed my keys and ran out of the house. I thought about the reward. Maybe she really needed help. Maybe I would be a hero tonight. I drove quickly down the street. The streets were dark. I imagined Sarah waiting outside the hospital. I felt good about helping. I wanted to do the right thing. When I arrived at the hospital, I looked around. It was quiet. I saw a woman standing in the parking lot. She looked nervous. She was in a thin coat and held her phone in her hand. Her hair was messy. Her eyes looked around like she was afraid. I walked over to her. I said, "Are you Sarah? I got your call. I'm here to help." She looked at me and nodded. She said, "Yes, I am Sarah. Thank you for coming." Her voice was trembling. I asked, "Where is your car? Are you waiting for someone?" She pointed to a small car nearby. She said, "My boyfriend didn't show up. I don't know what to do." I felt sorry for her. I said, "Don't worry. I will help you. Let's go inside the hospital and see if we can find out more." We started walking toward the hospital entrance. When we got close, I saw the hospital staff. They looked at me with strange faces. One nurse whispered to another. They seemed confused. I stopped and asked, "Is there a problem?" One nurse looked at me and said, "Sir, we don't have anyone here matching that woman's story. Are you sure she is a patient?" The woman in front of me looked nervous. She said softly, "I was just waiting for my boyfriend. Maybe I made a mistake." Suddenly, I looked at her phone. I saw her number. It was almost like Sarah's number. Just one digit was different. I felt my stomach tighten. I remembered how many times these calls had happened before. All those nights, all those strange calls. I pulled out my phone. I called Sarah at home. She picked up quickly. "Hi, Sarah," I said. "I am at the hospital. There is a woman here, claiming to be you. She says she's stuck outside, but I checked her story and she says her phone is dead, and her number is almost yours, just one digit off." There was silence on the line. I listened. Then Sarah said, "That's strange. I am at home. I didn't make that call. I think maybe she dialed the wrong number." I looked back at the woman. She looked worried. She said softly, "I didn't mean to cause trouble. I just needed help. My phone was dead, and I didn't know who to call." I took a deep breath. I realized something. It was just a mistake, a simple mix-up of numbers. She was innocent. I looked at her and said, "It's okay. You didn't do anything wrong. I am glad I came. But next time, try to call someone you know." She smiled a little. She said, "Thank you. Sorry for the trouble." I turned to the hospital staff. I told them I was sorry for the disturbance. I said I would go now. I felt a little foolish, but I also felt relieved. It was just a mistake, not a bad plan. I got back in my car and headed home. When I arrived, Sarah was waiting in the living room. She looked worried, but happy to see me. I sat next to her. I told her what had happened. She listened carefully. "I'm sorry I doubted you," she said. "I was just scared. I thought maybe you didn't believe me." I took her hand. I said, "I trust you. I know now I should have checked more before rushing out. Sometimes, small mistakes can cause big problems." She smiled and hugged me. I felt warm inside. I knew that trust was very important. Even when mistakes happen, love can help us forgive. That night, I learned a big lesson. Sometimes, a wrong number is just a simple mistake, but it can make us believe things that aren't true. We have to be patient and honest. That's how love stays strong. In the end, everything was okay. The night was strange, but it brought us closer. We promised to always talk honestly, to trust each other, and to remember that sometimes things are not what they seem. It is very late now. I sit alone in my living room. The clock shows it is almost 3 in the morning. My mind is full of thoughts. Everything has happened so fast. I remember that strange call from earlier tonight. Suddenly, my phone rings again. I see the number on the screen. It is the same as before. My heart beats faster. I pick up the phone carefully. "Hello?" I say softly. There is a trembling voice on the other end. It is a woman. She sounds scared and sad. "Please," she whispers. "I am outside the children's hospital. I'm stuck. My phone is dead. I need help." My eyes widen. The words are urgent. I feel my hero side come out. I want to help her. I want to be a hero. "I will come," I say quickly. "Stay there. I am on my way." I hang up and grab my coat. I rush out the door. I drive as fast as I can. My mind is full of questions. Who is she? Why is she crying? Is she really in trouble? The night air is cold. The street lights glow in the dark. I think about the reward I might get if I help her. Maybe a big thank you. Maybe she will tell others about what I did. I feel proud. Finally, I arrive outside the hospital. I look around. In the parking lot, I see a woman sitting on a bench. She looks nervous. She sees my car and stands up quickly. "Are you the one who called?" I ask. She nods. Yes, thank you for coming. She looks at me with big pleading eyes. She says her phone is dead. She says her boyfriend didn't show up. She needs to get somewhere safe. I notice her phone number. It almost matches Sarah's last digit. Just one number different. Are you waiting for someone? I ask. Yes, she says softly. My boyfriend, but he's late. I feel sad for her. I want to help, but something doesn't seem right. Why does her story sound familiar? Why does her phone number look so close to Sarah's? I decide to call Sarah. I want to be sure she is safe at home. Sarah, I say when she picks up, are you okay? Yes, she says. I am fine. I am here at home. Why? I pause. I remember the call. I remember the woman outside the hospital. My head feels full of questions. Could it be just a coincidence? Or something more? I look back at the woman in the parking lot. She is waiting patiently. I wonder if she really needs help, or if maybe I was tricked. Finally, I realize the truth. The woman dialed the wrong number. Her phone number is very similar to Sarah's, but not exactly the same. It was just a mistake. She thought she was calling someone else. I tell her, it was a mistake. Your number is very close to Sarah's, but not hers. You dialed the wrong number. I'm sorry for the confusion. She looks relieved. Oh, I am so sorry. I just needed help. I didn't want to cause trouble. I smile a little. It's okay. I am glad you are safe. But next time, check your number carefully. When I go back home, I sit down again. My mind is quiet now. I feel strange. I wanted to be a hero tonight. I wanted to help someone in real trouble. But I learned something important. Sometimes mistakes happen. Small errors can cause big problems. We should always check before we believe everything we hear. At home, I see Sarah waiting for me. She looks worried. I tell her everything. She listens carefully. I'm sorry, she says softly. I was worried about you. I didn't want you to get hurt. I take her hand. I was worried too, but I learned that trust is very important. We have to be honest with each other. She smiles. I trust you. I'm sorry I doubted you. We hug. The night is fading into dawn. The dark night taught us a lesson about trust and mistakes. Sometimes things are not what they seem, but love and honesty can fix most problems. I look at Sarah and feel happy. We will move forward, stronger than before. And now I know, even in the dark, the truth will find its way.